What's up, everybody? Clem Chatter Gaming here again, and today we are starting something new. Some people have been talking about 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, on a lot of the communities I'm part of, and this has been a game that I have found to be very underrated and not all that much discussed when it comes to people who are blind and gaming, because many people aren't aware of this game in the first place because it's relatively minor. And even among the people who do know about it, there isn't a whole lot discussed about how it's accessible because it's not specifically labeled as that, so most people don't tend to talk about it. And a few people have been bringing up the game again lately, and I said I would think about starting a playthrough because I've completed it before, and many people have expressed enthusiasm for the idea, so we are going to go with it. I don't know how far this is going to go. We'll see how this gets engaged with and how people like it, and if people enjoy it, then we will continue as far as we go and hopefully beat the game. So without further ado, let's get started, and we'll talk as we go along.
New notification. 13 Sentinels, aegis rim.
Nice logos. And then from here, we are at the title screen of the game. And one of the things that we'll be talking about a lot here for this particular game is the sound design, because it is fantastic, my friends, let me tell you. Let's turn the game volume down just a touch. Yeah, that might work a little better. No, that's too quiet. Okay, we'll start there. So, if you notice, the music is kind of being a little faded in the background. Sounds like it's coming out of a phone speaker. But as soon as you press X, yeah, full soundtrack glory there. Okay, we are in the main menu, and this is a fresh start for the game. No saves, no nothing. So, we have new game. And load game. And we've got two options here, new and load. And if we press load game, there's no data, so if I press X on anything, it won't do anything. And if I go down and press X, nothing happens. I will say, this is where I first discovered this feature, and this is probably not the first game to have it, but this is one of the things that makes this game very handy. The menu does wrap, so if I press down, it just goes on and on and on and on forever and ever. But if I hold up or hold down, it'll reach the top of the menu and stop. And this will be something very important later. Of course, yeah, so it works in here as well. If you press down or up, you can keep scrolling between the two options. But if you hold up or hold down, you only get one or the other. There are some screens where this doesn't work, but we'll get to those when we cover them. So we're going to press new game. And we get a text pop up. That is the sound that you will always get for any text pop up or choice that you have to make. And this says, please select an audio language. Audio language can be changed anytime in the options menu. So, we have two options here, and this is another case of menu structure where left and right both work for different reasons. However, up and down again will wrap. There are only 2 options in here, so it won't wrap if you hold up or down. However, left and right do not wrap. So this is a good way to keep track of where you are. And I am of course using OCR. OCR is not strictly needed for this game, especially if you follow this playthrough or some other guides floating around. But if you do use OCR, you will get far more enjoyment out of it. So that is my recommended way of playing. For this game, I am going to choose Japanese. I know most people who are blind will be playing with the English, and that's great. I will be playing in the Japanese because I think most blind people probably won't play the game in Japanese, and so will be missing out on this side of the voice acting. The English dub is very well done, but I will be playing in Japanese. And I will try and summarize the conversation and the dialogue. Not the conversation. Well, the conversation is too. As we go along. So let's press X. We've selected Japanese. Japanese is the option on the left. English is the option on the right. So let's go to Japanese and press X.
繰り返します。ただいま番組を中断し、緊急速報をお伝えしています。隕石のように飛来してきた大型の未確認物体は建物を壊しつつ、現在も霞町方面に北進中です。芦田橋では緊急非常事態宣言が出され、周囲の3区で今も避難が呼びかけられています。該当下の住民は警察の誘導に従ってください。なお、自動車道は上下線とも通行が規制中です。車での避難は混雑が予想されます。ご注意ください。
We're getting a news report and some footage of some massive monster things, mechanical monsters, sounds like, that are invading the city of Ashtaba and are currently wreaking havoc in Kasumi Ward, and we're being told to follow the advice of law enforcement officers and to avoid traffic because there's congestion and all the usual catastrophic things.
本当に始まったのか。君の言った通り、あの映画みたいに怪獣は現れて、こうして僕たちがロボットに乗って戦う。ずっと前から決まっていたことなんだ。
And we are tossed straight in, and we're gonna pause right there, and I'm just gonna say, in summary, we got a cryptic line of dialogue, which sounds like it's internal, and it's somebody saying that somebody had told them that this would happen, that this was predetermined, just like in a movie this character has seen, that we don't know who they are, but they would be protecting a town by using mechs from other mechs. And this is where the game starts.
D の攻撃圏内だ。
私、戦うために来たんです。でも、この操縦 は何もなくて、このロボットうんともすんとも言わなくって。
時間がない。最低限説明する。騎兵は頭で考えて操縦するようにできている。君の頭にもう一つの体がつながるイメージだ。やってみろ。できるはずだ。
こうかな。うわ、動いた。何これ、頭がザラザラする。変な感じ。
脳内のナノマシンによるリンクシステムだ。騎兵からの情報も直接脳へ送られる。自分の声のように聞こえるはずだ。とにかく今は戦いながら慣れるしかない。動けるか？
あ、はい、歩きました先輩。
もう来るぞ。
さっきから視界に何か開いて邪魔なんだけど。
それは兵装の表示だ。ともかくそれを使って目の前の D を処理するんだ。
どれがなんだかわかんないけど。
Okay, so we are introduced to two characters, Fuyusaka and Goto, and Fuyusaka has just woken up, or has come to herself or something. She's in a robot with no clothes, because Japan, and video games, and she is trying to figure out how to operate this thing, and Goto seems to be instructing her. Yeah, so she's in a robot, and the robot is being controlled by her mental commands using something called a link system that is operated by nanomachines. Bear all this in mind. This game has a lot of terminology, and it's only going to get more interesting from here. So, now we are in the first battle of the game, and we're in a tutorial, and the game screen is showing us text again. Tutorial. Attack. To control your pilots, move your cursor over the pilot and select with X. Once the menu is open, press action. Press X to select action and destroy the enemy using arm-mounted machine cannons. So, what you just heard was a verb, not verb, a voice that has some effects on it. This is the equivalent to your mental or inner voice, which is kind of the information system in this game. And this is one of the accidental accessibility features that was actually made for ambiance, but works superbly for people who are gamers, who are blind. So the initial time we heard this voice was when Fuyusaka was first waking up, and she hears something and she goes, "What is that voice inside my head? It sounds just like me." And Goto explains that that is the system telling her what to do and giving information updates. And it said stuff about enemy signals being intercepted, and protection protocols being engaged, and things like that. And we may switch back and forth between the Japanese and English, just so that I have to talk less and explain it less. But for the moment, all we need to know is that this game will announce things like when people are being attacked, when somebody's in enemy range, especially when new heat signatures or when new enemies appear, stuff like that. And that helps a lot. Think of it as a running commentary. So, we are in the action menu here. And unfortunately, this menu does wrap. Even if you hold down the arrow keys, which I'm doing right now. So, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
とかなるわよ
So
ね
there are 4 items in this menu: action, move, repair, and defend. Everything else is currently not available. And for us as blind gamers, if you want to select your pilot, you will hit left and right,
頑張らなくちゃ
and they will talk. And every time you press left or right to select a new pilot, the menu resets. So this is helpful if you get lost. So if I just kind of do this and
集中するのよ
I'm locked and I don't know where I am, I just press left
どうしたら
and we're back at the top. Now you notice that Fuyusaka talks. She'll say something.
落ち着いて
Dialogues, you know, lines like "Stay focused,"
頑張らなくちゃ
"I'm gonna do my best," or "I've got to do my best," stuff like that. And every pilot, when you select them, will say something. So this is also something that is very helpful for us. But of course, you're gonna have to familiarize yourself with the pilots' voices. So we were told to attack and destroy an enemy with the arm-mounted machine cannons, which just so happens to be the first item in the action menu. The action menu is going to be where all your weapons and gear are for your mech. And if you OCR it, it's not the best in this menu, but fortunately there are lists online, and with AI it's much easier to figure out what's what, but it does tell you the description of what each action does. So this one says attacks kaiju attacks kaiju within target area in front of the sentinel with machine cannons. So you know this is the machine cannons because that's basically says it. And now we know these mechs are called Sentinels. So if I press X on this, you hear the confirmation sound, and then you heard the very little click sound. This click sound tells you that there are targets, at least a couple of them, and this targeting cursor kind of moves like a mouse pointer on a computer, and so it's not the easiest to find, but fortunately the game will actually lock on automatically if there are enemies nearby, and if there are not, some attacks simply won't work, and some attacks will kind of fire into empty space, and you'll be able to tell. But because we have targets nearby, we're just now going to press X.
いや当たった敵の数あっちにも怪獣が
So a couple things to point out there. You heard the weapons fire, and then you heard an explosion. That is the sound that an enemy has been destroyed. And there are other sounds as well for when enemies get hit but aren't destroyed, and we'll show you that in a second. But for now, there are more incoming enemies.
待て、戦闘では状況に応じた兵装の使い分けが重要となる。一箇所に集中しているなら多連装ロケット砲が効果的だ。
ほうれん草じゃなくてどれ
表示を見ろ。装備は肩だ。意識しろ。
肩これのことかな
Okay, so now Fuyusaka is being told to pay attention, and in case more enemies show up and you have to take out a group, the rocket launchers are much more helpful and effective, and to pay attention to what she's using, because those are each piece of gear has its own function, which is vital to know, of course, for gameplay. Now we have another tutorial screen. Select action and destroy the enemies using multi-rocket launchers. adjust the attack range with the left stick to target as many enemies as possible. And this is helpful for us because we have a way to do this. And the more clicks you hear, so if I let me go back out here again. If I press action, and now this option isn't available. The arm-mounted machine cannons are no longer available because that's not part of the tutorial. Normally they would be. So we press down once to get to multi-rocket launchers, and we can tell it's already locked on. And for the sake of the tutorial, it probably doesn't really matter all that much. Which one we target, but we're gonna try and find a decent group anyway. So sounds like quite a few there. Just moving my left stick up and down mostly, and we'll just aim there. So again, you heard some weapons fire, some impact sounds, and then an explosion, followed by some sounds like electronic sparks. And that is how you know that you have hit enemies or destroyed them. And that will come into play later because there are a lot of enemies that will have armor that you haven't managed to destroy. So you'll hear one sound, that lighter impact noise, but without the actual explosion. Okay. So this game is a tower defense game, and tower defense, for those who don't know, are a type of game where you have to strategically manage units to protect a certain spot on a map as enemies automatically move towards you. So this is also helpful because even if you don't move, enemies will eventually start moving in on your position, and that helps a lot in this game as well. So now we're going to try and... Oh, we need to use more rocket launchers, okay. So we'll do it again. Find a group. Do we have a group? And characters will also tell you when they have hit and when they have missed, so those are also things that are vital to pay attention to. We're being told to retreat. Oh no! And that machine that sounds like something breaking down. That's a bit of an unusual design choice. That actually means something else has just appeared right before Fuyusaka screamed. So that's something to be aware of as well, especially during battle segments. Oh no! We have damage. What the heck is this? Sentinel number 3, number 13 has been activated. Oh boy, what is going on? Somebody just appeared near Fuyusaka in another Sentinel. Who the heck is that? Oh my goodness! So there is a lot going on here, and we need to figure out some of this stuff. So now we have number 13 who just teleported in to back Fuyusaka up, and we seem to have some naming issues because he calls himself Kurabe, and Goto also calls him Kurabe, but then he says Izumi, and something about his memory returning not being possible. And Juro, who we found out is number 13, reaffirms himself as Kurabe. So what is going on? My goodness. Select action, then select Heavy Knuckles to attack the enemies. And use it to attack enemies while moving around. So we get some battle segments here. If you leave the game like this, the game will kind of automatically progress until you get to this pilot selection screen, and then the game will pause. And from here, you have as much time to do anything that you want. I should say that the battle segments of this game run on a timer system, but the timer is paused while you're in this menu controlling your pilots. So, that is something to keep in mind. So now we have an example here of not being able to do something because there's nothing nearby. The Heavy Knuckles action attacks Sentinels, ground kaiju, not Sentinels, it attacks ground kaiju with the Sentinel's giant fists twice. So now we have to find a target. I'm just gonna move the left stick around. Right? Oh, found some. Yeah. Dunk. I should say that you don't have to be exactly on target if you are close enough. If you hear that click and you happen to move the stick off by an inch or half an inch, it will still work. So just keep that in mind. Are you sure you're able to save people? And Goto is now wondering whether Izumi is real. So now the battle, or that could have been Izumi or not. So now the battle's over. This is the screen you will normally get to. It's blank right now because it's a tutorial, but when the game really unlocks, we'll talk about it again. So, let's press X and continue on. Another game screen. Jiro Kurabe's story is now available. Okay. So, we have a change in scenery. Now we have this background ambiance. Sounds like a school? And we have one option available, and that's Jiro Kurabe. So we're going to go ahead and press X. And actually, we are going to press options and go into the pause menu here. And I'm going to adjust some stuff. So let's go all the way down to the bottom where the options are. And I just held the down arrow until it stopped moving, and then press X. We'll go through the other menus in a second. We have BGM volume, sound effects volume, voice volume, auto advance, dialogue type, auto advance weight, thought cloud controls, and that's all it's going to show until we move down a little bit. Let's see. Thought cloud controls. And then it tells you, thought cloud controls with analog stick or directional buttons. That's odd. I'm not really... Yeah. I leave those on default because I don't really... You can use both. Stop on red, so there is a fast forward feature to go through red dialogue by holding R1, if you want to do that. Character intro, which means whenever you play a character story for the first time, it'll show a splash screen. Camera zoom speed, maximum zoom out, subtitle tilt shift effect, these are all camera things, and I don't really think about it all too much. Let's see here. Tilt shift effect, autosave. Subtitle display. Jiro Kurabe. I'm sorry. Audio language is the last one. So yeah, the only ones I really care about are the top, which is the music volume. Second one, which is the sound effects volume, and the one at the very bottom, which is audio language. Everything else I don't really need to do a whole lot with. Now, if you want to toggle dialogue advancement, for example, if you want to use OCR to read the subtitles, if you are patient enough to click through things one at a time, there is a shortcut for that. That is either L1 or R1. Or no, L2 or L2. L2 or R2. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one right now. We will go back there and figure that out. And just to make things more seamless, I am going to switch back to English for the voices, because I don't mind translating, but I know most people kind of just want to hear me get on with the game and not have to worry about that, so I will go with the dub. But just for fun, I will note things that I notice that are different between the dub and the original. So we're going to go back to English here. And the nice thing is you can switch this kind of halfway or midway in game, so it doesn't matter if you don't like something or if you want to hear something different, you can do that. So, the music, it's a pretty big spectrum you can have it at, and we are just gonna, because everything is at max at the moment, so I'm gonna turn it back up, and then I don't know, we'll go down. How far can we go? So there's 20 increments, so we're gonna go, let's bring it down to about 60%. Well, let's start with 70, because I do really like the music in this game. So that's fine. So we use circle to back out, and we press X to start the story.
Okay. This again? What is going on?
Come on, Jiro. Let's go home.
Shiba-kun.
We get dialogue again, and not dialogue. We get a game screen text prompt that says, "Use left stick to move, and press X to talk to people." This is different. So, the game has now switched, and we are not playing a tower defense thing anymore. We are now in an exploration section that kind of looks like it's a side-on view, so it looks like a side-scroller, but you can move forward and backward as well, into the background and out of the background. So kind of like a lot of 90s beat-em-ups were. And as you walk, you can press circle while you're walking to run. So that is helpful. You can kind of hear which side of the screen you're closer to, especially if you turn the music down. Now there's no footsteps otherwise, but there... What is this? I say, because this is another one of those accidentally accessible things, where whenever you come across an interactable or you're close to one, whether that's a person or a place or an object, it will make that sound. And when you hear it, you can press X. Once I find it.
What's up with you? I just get this weird feeling sometimes. Like something's off. What the? Going to school, living my life. It's like I'm not supposed to be here. You've seen too many movies, man.
Now that, we heard two sounds. The first one was something we haven't heard before. And this sound is, of course, another text screen. And it says, Kyuta Shiba has been added to the Thought Cloud. Thought Cloud. Sometimes, when you learn about a specific person or thing, it will be added as a keyword. Press triangle to open the Thought Cloud to select and contemplate keywords. Okay, so if I press triangle, this is very cool. Everything else kind of gets dimmed and faded out a little bit, and we enter this thing where it sounds like we are kind of in the person's head. And as you navigate, I will show you in a bit, but as you navigate this Thought Cloud, which is kind of like an inventory system for this game, the characters will read out what thoughts you are currently highlighting. So it's kind of like an accidental screen reader, which is super cool. And to use or to think about certain things, you highlight the word that you want and you press triangle.
Shiba-kun's a bit of a class clown, but he's a good friend. I always talk to him about action flicks.
Cool, and we just got dropped out of that, and now we are back at the interactable with Shiba. We can talk to him again.
Speaking of movies, I brought your video back. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Already? I just lent it to you yesterday. You wasted no time.
Can you blame me? Giant robots, fights in the city? I was on the edge of my seat.
You sure love Mecha, don't you, Jiro?
We have more keywords being added to the cloud. Thought Cloud. Videotape has been added to the Thought Cloud. Thought Cloud. Some keywords can be used on other characters. When this option is available, something will appear above their head. I think it's a triangle. Also, the interactable cue will change. So this is the special one, and I will demonstrate the regular one again when we get a chance, and I'll point it out. But for now, keep in mind, that is the indication that you can use a Thought Cloud word on a character. So now that we are back in the Thought Cloud, I can now show you, because we have multiple words. So we've already been through this one. And what I said about readable dialogue being able to be skipped, you can, once I press triangle to think about this again,
Shiba-kun's a bit
I
of a
can
class
hold
clown.
R1 and skip it. Now why this is important is because sometimes Thought Cloud words will get updated as you watch them, or as you contemplate them. And the Thought Cloud will disappear. No, the Thought Cloud won't disappear. Some words will disappear from the Thought Cloud as the game goes on. So this is all part of the mechanics of how this works. Videotape. Okay, so I can't actually think about it by pressing triangle, but as I said, this means we can use it. And to use it, you'll notice that the cue will actually play along with the thought cloud word. So I can use the word videotape, but I can't use the word Kyutashiba. So we're gonna press X here.
Here you go. Let me know if you have any others to recommend.
Sure, yeah. You've really turned into a movie buff, huh?
Do you think it's too much? Well, now that you mention it, I've been seeing this stuff in my dreams, too.
Yep, definite movie addiction. You're showing all the signs. Soon enough, you won't know the difference between fiction and reality.
Yeah. I think I've seen a movie about that.
Okay. So that's that for now. What else is in here? There's more people to talk to. Can I go anywhere else? Let's dash around a little bit. Oh, I keep coming back to these things. So...
Shall we go home, Asumi-chan?
No?
Sorry. I've got plans with someone. Let me guess. It's Nenji-kun, right? Ew, no. I mean, it is a guy, but... Iori-chan met someone special too. I'm the only one left. You're all so lucky with boys. It's not fair. Deep breaths, Miwako. Hold on a sec, Miwako.
Nope. Sorry.
Did you need something?
Not really.
Nope, that's what I get for eavesdropping.
So as I was saying...
So, this is another cool thing about this game is as you wander around, you can kind of get into these side conversations. Well, you don't get into them, but you can eavesdrop, and people will say things. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not. So this is part of the intrigue, is try to pick up as much dialogue as possible. And all of these things help explain story beats or things like that. But of course, and then it'll loop. So you can skip it with R1, and
It's Nenji-kun, right? Ew, no. I mean, it is a guy, but...
it's cool. As you walk away, it'll get fade out, of course, naturally. Alright. Well, no other side conversations around here for now, so let's talk to Shiba again.
Fuyusaka-san's asleep again.
Oh, no, that's...
School's out for the day. Should I wake her up? Come to think of it, in that movie yesterday, the girl piloting the robot looked awfully familiar.
What? So we have another thought word that just got added to the thought cloud. So see, this is why this is very cool, because this is not designed to be an accessibility feature for people who are blind, but it works very, very well. And if I press triangle here...
She always seems to be sleeping. It's odd. And then she shows up in my dreams. I can't help but be a little curious about her.
Now that's interesting. That sounds like something we just went through. So now you got these interactables, but of course the issue is it doesn't tell you who you're interacting with. However, if you run OCR, it does say Kyutashiba, and then that'll disappear once you walk away.
Iori-chan met someone special too.
Yeah.
I'm the only one left. You're all so lucky with boys. It's not fair. Deep breaths, Miwako.
Oh, but I
Hold
can
on
talk
a
to
sec,
Iori.
Miyako. Did you need something?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Not really.
Not really. Wow, that's
So as I was saying,
so awkward. Alright.
Hey, by the way, I saw that one video up for rent.
Oh, the one you told me about the other day? Really?
Yup, gonna rent it.
I've got to.
Oh, crap. Give me a minute, I'll be right back.
It's always something, isn't it? Guess I'll wait here. Wonder what he's up to.
Kind of weird for him to dash off like that. And we get another keyword. That one video. This is one of those weird translation things I was talking about. I'm not going to go on about it too much, but yes, it does happen to grate me a little. Yeah. The Japanese says that video, or the video. But anyway, so we're going to press triangle to think about it.
That movie's a hidden gem. It's tough to get a hold of these days.
So you can use the D-pad to scroll keywords up and down, left and right. But up and down seem to, or up at least, seems to move in a different direction. So this game doesn't always move straight up and down, left and right. Sometimes things are arranged in a specific way. And the D-pad will jump between them. However, you can use L1 and R1 when you're not thinking about something to move through keywords too. So let's see if anything is updated. Nope. That one video?
That movie's a hidden gem. It's tough to get a hold of these days.
Okay, cool. We don't really know what that was about.
Shiba-kun's a...
Okay. So we're all good here. Nothing's updated. We have another direct.
Hey, Fuyusaka-san.
Now,
Rise and shine. Class is already over.
Kurabe-kun? Thanks.
You were out cold, huh?
Just now, I had another weird dream. And you were there.
Huh? Me?
updates?
Shio?
Nope.
That... She...
I can talk to her again still.
What kind of dream was it?
Well,
Dude!
Huh?
This sucks, man. Can't find Amiguchi anywhere. Wait a minute, what's going on here? You two are looking awfully cozy.
It's not like that.
Oh yeah? Then what's the problem? Don't mind me, carry on.
Sorry, Fuyusaka-san. Let's talk about this some other time.
yeah.
Ooh, that got awkward. Alright.
I'm going home now. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Anybody else?
I should get going too. Fine. Guess single girls walk home alone.
Aww.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'll buy you a crepe next time. I love the view from the old classroom, but the new one's not bad either. I can see the whole schoolyard.
That's Miwako. We met her earlier, and I'm not a huge fan of her English voice.
Everyone's training hard with their teams. They're really supporting one another. Maybe I should join a club too.
get some of her
It's
music.
about time for me to go home.
What? I know I shouldn't tease you like that. But it's your fault for keeping secrets from me. But seriously, Amiguchi, we gotta catch that guy and quick.
You want to hang out again that badly?
He's got all the good video games. You're just waiting for me to play him. But the sucky thing is, he's never around unless you make plans.
Ooh, okay, another keyword and one we can use. Shu Amiguchi. Let's think about it.
Amiguchi-kun's not the most responsible guy, but he's smart, athletic, and popular with the ladies.
The complete
On top of
package.
that, his family is rich. He's got all the latest video game consoles in his room.
I should say this game takes place in 1988. 1985 actually, and you will get these captions at the beginning of story beats and battles that you might need OCR to figure out, otherwise you will miss them. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, we can use this keyword, so we're gonna go ahead and use it.
You know, Amiguchi-kun usually grabs a snack on his way out. Maybe he's still around.
Oh, in the cafeteria? That's right. He was there during break, too.
Oh. Karabi-kun.
Let's head to the cafeteria. Grab your stuff and come on.
Hey, Karabi-kun?
What is it, Sawatari-san?
So, we now have dialogue between Miwako and Jiro, who she was trying to get the attention of.
Those papers on the podium. Could you take them to Miss Morimura in the nurse's office?
Me?
Well, it's your turn this week.
Oh, is it?
So we learn Miwako's last name is Sawatari.
The papers are on the podium.
Let's find them. I think they're on the bottom right here somewhere.
The papers are on the podium.
Yes. I'm trying to find them.
The papers are...
On the podium.
I know. On the podium, right?
Yeah. Okay, so there are some parts in this game where things are a little harder to find. Maybe dashing a little faster. Oh, what's this?
Is this it?
Yes, that's right. Please take care of it.
Okay! Now we have those in the thought cloud as well. And I can't do anything with them. We heard the door open. That basically means that she probably left. Okay. So now if we wander around a little bit, what else do we have here? Someone I can talk to. This is Mr. Shiba again. Yeah.
Let's head to the cafeteria. Grab your stuff and come on.
About that.
Yeah, we have a problem. I can't go to the cafeteria because I have... Which...
Sorry. I can't. These papers. I need to take them to Miss Morimura.
Seriously? I'll do what you gotta do. But we're not giving up on Amiguchi, alright? I'm gonna head over to the cafeteria. Grab your bag and meet me there when you can.
Alright. Let's find my bag. Where is it? Ah, there it is.
Oh, right, my bag. It'd be a hassle to come back here just for that. Shiba-kun's right every once in a while. I should bring it with me. Oh, it'd...
Yeah, where's my bag?
Oh,
Where's my bag? Where is my bag? Running.
oh, right. Oh. Oh.
My goodness, I have this before. Ah, there it is. Alright. Now we get that same prompt again for text screens, but this time it's not a text screen. We get... Hold R1, fast forwarding will... Actually, I lied. We do get a text screen first. Hold R1 to fast forward text. Fast forwarding will automatically pause on unread text. Press the touchpad to view the text log. Press options to open the pause menu and manual to view the controls. Okay. Now this conversation log is very interesting. So we have all the lines starting with the newest at the bottom, and then if we go all the way up, you can also go left to jump by specific notable dialogue lines. And this menu does not wrap, and whenever you press X...
She always seems to be sleeping. It's odd.
So it's interesting. It doesn't go
She always
past
seems to
a
be...
certain point, which means... Yeah, it's not going to play the entire thing from the story log since the story started, but there is a lot of lines.
She always seems to be sleeping. It's odd. She
And then when
becomes
you
a
press
bit
X,
of a class clown. It's not like that. Huh? That movie's a hidden gem. But
so if you are one of those people who likes to compare the languages, you can go ahead and do that. And we're gonna go toward the exit, which I believe is on the left here somewhere. Yes, and that same sound that plays for text screens also plays when you have a choice to make. Now it says, where to? Nurse's office. Or, not yet. So you have two options here. Once again, up and down will wrap, left and right will not. So we are going to go left, which is the nurse's office, and press X.
excuse me? She's not here.
Okay. So let's go right. Oh.
What should I do with these papers? Can I just leave them here? There's a document with my picture on it. What is this?
Let's look at them,
I'll just take a peek.
because we snoop.
Juro Izumi?
Huh?
It's my photo, but the last name is wrong. I'm Juro Kurabe. Symptoms. Psyche stabilized via drug administration. Patient is obedient. General good health. Drugs, huh?
Oh, Kurabe-kun.
Well, that got very interesting. But now that she's here, we can't snoop anymore. So let's can talk to her. Okay. We have these keywords. I'm sorry. In the thought cloud, you navigate with the right analog stick. I lied earlier. However, you can use the left analog stick to move around. Just like you would regularly. And this way, sometimes, not always, if you highlight a keyword that can be used, it will actually get you to the person you can use them on if you use the left analog stick, and it'll make the queue easier to hear. So once again, this is the queue for a usable keyword. And we're gonna press X.
I think you forgot these.
Oh my. You brought them back for me?
I was told it was my turn this week.
I see. You're a good kid, Kurabe-kun. Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Shiba-kun's waiting for me. I should go to the cafeteria.
Can I do anything else here?
Oh, one more thing.
Oh, I can talk to her.
Kurabe-kun, how is your current condition?
I can talk to her, or nothing else. Another usable keyword? Okay. What do we have in here? Condition? What if I talk to her without using it?
Would you mind telling me about your condition? Would you mind?
Okay, so that loops, that's cool. Sometimes when you interact with them, without using a keyword, it'll generate new dialogue. So it's always good to talk to as many people as possible, as frequently as possible, because those will lead to some hidden things. But for now, we'll go with what we have.
My condition?
You know. Any heart palpitations? Dizziness? Headaches? Are you getting enough sleep at night?
Why do you ask?
There's a nasty cold going around.
At this time of year? That's a bit odd, isn't it?
I'll give you some medicine just in case.
No, thank you. I'm fine. Really.
I see.
If you'll excuse me.
Can I talk to her still?
Was there something else you needed?
I can. Shu Amiguchi. So nothing new here. We'll just check really quickly. Oh, I can't think of her right now. Okay.
She always seems to be...
Would you like some medicine after all?
No, sorry.
There you go, new dialogue.
What do you need?
Well...
Would you like some med... What do you need?
Okay, so we get the same kind of dialogue
What do you need?
looped. Now we can use Shu Amiguchi.
Miss Morimura? Have you seen Amiguchi-kun anywhere?
Amiguchi-kun. The first year? I just made my rounds, but... I don't believe I ran into him.
That's okay.
You seem to get along well with Amiguchi-kun.
Yeah. I was just thinking of hanging out with him again.
It's a bit surprising, honestly. Do you two have something in common?
Oh,
Oh,
that movie's a hidden
yeah?
We just hang out around the TV. Movies, video games, that kind of stuff.
Now that you mention it, your eyes are a little red.
I guess I stared at the screen for too long.
You need to lead a healthier life. Shall I make a house call this weekend?
Huh? I'm fine, really. I'll get my life in order.
Well, all right then.
Anything else?
Would you like some medicine?
Nope. Okay. So again, that is the regular interact cube. When a thought cloud word is not able to be used, or where there's nothing to be used. All right.
Whoa, you're still here?
Shiba-kun, what's up?
Amiguchi wasn't in the cafeteria. Figured I'd try here. Well, guess that's all we can do. Let's drop by the video store on the way home. Come on.
Interactables. Tim, can we? See anywhere else? Run around like a maniac. Of course, again, you can hear that footsteps move while you're running. That does help to illuminate things a lot.
Something wrong?
He couldn't catch Amiguchi. The video store was a waste of time.
Aha! So, if you press R2, it will toggle automatic scrolling
This sucks,
or
man.
manual scrolling. And right now it's on manual, so I'm gonna press R2 again.
It's true that one video was already rented out. But we didn't come back empty-handed.
What, that old-ass kaiju flick?
Daimos versus Mecha Daimos. It's a real masterpiece from '74.
You and your giant robots.
Hey, I got a flyer from the theater the other day. It showed what movies they're playing this month. Guess what was on there? The original Daimos. Do you want to go?
Jeez, 100 times wasn't enough for you?
I'll pass on the arcade. It's too shady these days.
Why not get a game console? Then you can stay safe at home.
My little brother totally tried that argument on our dad. He was like, if you don't buy me one, I'll fall in with the wrong crowd.
Oh, new word?
A sci-fi movie from 1954. Heavy on the special effects. The first in what will become a long-running series.
That may or may not be a pop culture reference to something. For those of you who have not played this game before or don't know much about it, there are tons of pop culture references. That's not a spoiler, that's just something to be aware of for people who like that kind of trivia stuff.
Amiguchi.
Okay.
Shit.
Nothing else? We had that fun little side conversation with the girls.
Hey,
Miyuki and Naba
aren't we
sure
going
is
home?
popular these
Wrong
days.
way, man.
Right? I even see her in TV commercials. Everyone at school seems to love her. Think she'll be in this year's award show?
Some talk about an idol? A Japanese pop star, maybe?
Come on, Juro. Let's go home.
So if you go in the wrong direction, he'll tell you. That's cool. So let's keep going right here and...
The Sentinel isn't
Miura-kun?
The
You know this
activation. I know I did it right.
Hmm?
Why won't it start?
This is ominous.
Miura-kun.
Shuro-kun.
What's wrong? Is everything all right? You look awful. Do you feel sick?
I'm fine.
Your forehead. Did it just light up?
Sorry, but you shouldn't touch it.
What the? My hand's lighting up too.
No.
What's going on?
This is bad.
Whoa!
Sentinel number 13. Transmitting.
Don't tell me. Are you?
Whoa!
What was that?
Over there.
Wait, what the heck? Is that a robot?
He summoned a sentinel. Wait. It looks different.
That's a robot from that movie.
You idiot, what are you doing? Send that thing back.
I did that?
Okino's damn code. He added a forced activation protocol. Well, this'll be interesting.
Are you?
You leave me no choice. I'm gonna need you to forget about this for now.
Shiba-kun?
Whoa! What is going on right now, man? To be continued. Okay. Wow. You know, I haven't played this game in years, and I don't remember a whole lot what happens, but I do remember moments like this where things just take a complete 180 and there's a twist, and this game is full of them. So we're gonna find them as we go along. Whew. Okay. Prologue. Prologue end. That's not actually the end of the prologue, but it's the end to Juro's prologue. Mystery files obtained. 8. 4 event archives obtained. Close results. We can, yeah. Close results.
All right.
Iori Fuyusaka's story is now available. And because we spent so much time getting our feet wet with this game, we are going to call it a day. But I hope that was a good teaser. I actually will say that it is not, because this game starts out very oddly compared to the way it will turn out later, especially in terms of atmosphere. So a lot of people who say, man, I can't deal with this anime, Japanese high schooler stuff, stick around. It gets a lot better. So I hope that was helpful. And like I said, depending on engagement, we will see how far this goes. So if you like this video, give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and just feel free to express interest in any other way that suggests that you would want this to continue, because I would love to play through this game and enjoy it with the rest of you guys. So that's it for today, and we'll see you guys on the next video.